So anytime you have a sketch or a drawing open and you're trying to get to a new project, you can go to the drop down here, just select New Design. Make sure when you are working you save it to your folder for class or wherever you need to in your organizational system. You do have tabs up at the top. Those are good to keep track of, so you can be going back and forth between a couple of things, but just close out of old ones if you're not going to be using them. Just slows the computer down a little bit. So let me talk about the function called revolve. So the function revolve will start the same way with the sketch. We're in our 3D modeling space. We know it's a 3D modeling space because our tool set is all three-dimensional things like extrude, revolve. But if I do click on it, we lose our three-dimensional tools and we get our two-dimensional tools like lines, rectangles, circles, and then we have the sub-menu down here with more of those. So I'm just going to draw a couple of shapes like this. So these are going to be my shapes, and I'm going to draw a line, and I'm just going to do this to demonstrate the concept. Hit escape to get rid of that. So this line is going to be just floating on its own, and then those are a couple of shapes. So then I'll finish this sketch. Okay, so revolve can work a couple different ways. So you can revolve around an edge within the geometry of stuff that exists, or you can have a free floating line like I did for this one. So if I select revolve, we're going to pay a little bit more attention to this menu right now, whereas with extrude, we kind of just grab whatever we want and pull it into 3D, and later on we might start to talk about the distance that we're going to do it and the taper. But for right now, I'm just getting used to kind of playing with it. Here's the geometry that I'm selecting. So I've got the profile selected, there's two, and then I'm going to have to switch to select the axis, which is what I'm spinning around. It won't let you select the grid or the coordinate location lines, but you can select that line that you drew if you drew a line separate. And then you say OK. So when I think of doing revolve, I think of it as spinning a shape around the object. So I'm not going to build off the table that I'm trying to attach it to. I'm kind of drawing sideways to the, if I wanted to put it on a table or whatever, like this way, I would draw the profile this way and it would spin around this way. But this is the function of the revolve, and just like before, the same rule applies. Any flat surface you have, you can draw on. So I could draw on this if I wanted to put like a bottom on it, or maybe I want it more like a top hat kind of thing, and then I can extrude that. I would select multiple profiles, bring it out a little bit, flip it around, say OK. So that was under the join geometry, or the join extrusion. So now I've got kind of this weird top hat thing, but this is just me just showing you. So revolve, we're going to spin things. You can have more complicated shapes. I do want you to fiddle around with it and try it and see what you can come up with. So for this assignment, you are going to still have to come up with an object that's recognizable, or at least do your best to, and you're going to use one revolve and then two extrudes at a minimum to create whatever it is that you're thinking of. Alright, thank you, and try it out. Let me know if you have any questions.